back at it again, and we've got a fantastic story here. A little bit of a follow-up from a story that we checked out the other day out of communist Illinois. All right, and Pritzker, Governor Pritzker, and his ban. Well, seems he's going to be having a little more resistance than I first thought, and that's lovely to hear. Like, share, comment, hit that subscribe button if you're new. Make sure you're following me on social media too, and let's dive in.
The news is out. Illinois is now full communist. Sheriffs in 80 Illinois counties have made it known that they will not enforce the assault weapons ban that Democrat Governor J.B. Pritzker signed into law recently. This malicious move on Pritzker's part goes against his oath of office, as he knowingly violated his duty to protect the rights of Illinois citizens and uphold the Constitution of the United States. This behavior is eerily similar to redcoats showing up on Illinois soil and attempting to disarm patriots who stood up for their rights. It's time that the courage of Illinois sheriffs send a loud and clear message that these attempts at attacking basic freedoms will not be tolerated. I'm Gary Franchi, your Freedoms at Stake. Get the news that impacts America. Tap subscribe.
Big shout out to Next News Network as well. A little bit of a tongue twister. Next News Network. Obviously, you guys have seen. I've checked out many of their clips, but Next News Network. I mean, these guys are always coming out with the great stories, with the good information. That isn't any woke BS or woke crap. So huge shout out to the Next News Network. All right, make sure you guys go show them some major love and support
right now and help us to preserve it. Recent headlines across the nation have cited 80 Illinois sheriffs standing up against Governor Pritzker's unconstitutional assault weapons ban. These 80 sheriffs are refusing to use their resources to enforce a law that their counties would determine as illegal. There's been an incredible power play pushback from these county lawmen of Illinois, which further highlights the responsibility and influence sheriffs have in upholding what is constitutional for the citizens within their locale. It goes without saying that this strike back will continue due to these individuals upholding the right of citizens to maintain their Second Amendment rights and protecting them from being infringed upon. One such sheriff in DuPage County issued this letter in response to Governor Pritzker's gun grab, and it reads, "As your sheriff, I want to give the citizens of DuPage County an update on the recent passage of HB 5471, also known as the Protect Illinois Communities Act. As your duly elected sheriff..."
That's one thing that I've noticed too, is these Democrats, whenever they try to pass a bill or whenever they do pass a bill, they always name it something that doesn't reflect what the actual bill is. Protect Illinois Act. So you protect Illinois by disarming law-abiding citizens while the criminals get to run around with weapons. Yeah, that's protecting, of course. But they always come up with these fluffy, wonderful names. Protect Illinois Act. Protect the Community Act. Like when it's all BS. It's all crap. Goodness gracious.
My job and my office are sworn, in fact, to protect the citizens of DuPage County. This is a job and responsibility I take with the utmost seriousness to all of us in the Constitution. One of those enumerated rights is the right of the people to keep and bear arms provided under the Second Amendment.
Shall not be infringed.
The right to keep and bear arms for defense of life, liberty, and property is regarded as an inalienable right by the people. I, among many others, believe that HB 5471 is a clear violation of the Second Amendment to the U.S. Constitution. Therefore, as the custodian of the jail and chief law enforcement official for DuPage County, that neither myself nor my office will be checking to ensure that lawful gun owners register their weapons with the state, nor will we be arresting or housing law-abiding individuals that have been arrested solely with the non-compliance of this act. That is from James Mendrick, who is the sheriff of DuPage County, Illinois.
Shout out to James Mendrick. Love you, brother. We appreciate you. Keep doing the fantastic work that you're doing. Now, I highly doubt that he'll ever see this clip, but hey, got to give the brother a round of applause. And the 79 other sheriffs that are standing along beside him. Love it. Love it. The Constitution, baby. Because if you don't have guys and gals like these 80 sheriffs that will stand up for what's actually right, man, we are going to go down into a hellhole. Because they could easily be like, oh, well, that's the law. We got to follow the law. They could easily say that. Governor says this is the law. They could easily just go along with it, knowing full well that it violates our Second Amendment right. But instead, you have 80 great sheriffs across the state of Illinois that said no. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Shout out to all of them.
I applaud him for putting that letter together,
yes,
standing up against Governor Pritzker's unconstitutional gun registration law. Now, Breitbart News, they have more. They state that 80 Illinois county sheriffs are indicating they will not enforce the assault weapons ban that was signed into law by Governor Pritzker. They reported that the assault weapons ban targets commonly owned semi-automatic rifles and requires owners to register them with the Illinois State Police. Watch.
Kane County Sheriff's Office.
Kane County Sheriff office phones are ringing off the hook with legal gun owners worried about deputies searching their homes for assault weapons and extended magazines. Sheriff Ron Haynes says that will not happen, nor will they arrest someone who is yet to register their weapons.
We're not going to be putting them in handcuffs and slapping a felony charge on them.
Okay.
Maybe we'll take it for safekeeping, but we don't want to ruin people's lives over a law that somebody may be confused about.
What was his name? Ron Haynes. You had me until the last part. I was going to give you, I'll still give you a round of applause, Ron, for not arresting folks. But the last part, taking people's stuff, even though you know it's unconstitutional, I'll give you a partial round of applause, Ron. All right? Take that last part out of your statement, and we good. We good.
We don't want to ruin people's lives over a law that somebody may be confused about.
The confusion is over Illinois' new assault weapons ban. It not only bans the sale and possession of military-style weapons, but it requires legal owners to register their assault rifles.
The bill kind of put us in a bind on the oath that we took as sheriffs, to uphold the U.S. Constitution and the Constitution of Illinois.
Whether it's questioning the constitutionality of the law or confusion about it, McHenry County Sheriff Rob Tatelman and Haynes are joining dozens of other Illinois sheriffs who do not plan to enforce the law when it involves legal owners.
What we will be doing is using this law as another mechanism to charge people with additional crimes who are committing an act of violence or just simply illegally possessing guns.
We won't sacrifice safety, but at the end of the day, we have to do what we believe is right for our own communities.
Not all agree. After responding to the Highland Park mass shooting, the Lake County Sheriff says enforcing the law is what is right for his community. The Illinois Rifle Association says it will challenge the law in court. Sheriff Haynes expects the new law to wind up before the Illinois State Supreme Court, and whatever the High Court decides, Haynes says he will ultimately enforce.
In a direct retaliation against those sheriffs who believe that they're doing the right thing for their residents, Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker released a statement. Watch.
These are weapons that can fire, well, as happened in Highland Park, 83 bullets within less than 60 seconds. This has happened too often across.
For my folks that are more well-versed on firearms than I am, I have a basic knowledge of firearms, but I'll admit I'm not the most knowledgeable, especially when you want to speak about technical terms. Like, I remember I was speaking about firearms, and I guess I mixed up a clip in something else. Like, you call a clip when it's going with this weapon and something else when it's going with this. But hey, listen, y'all understand what it is that I'm talking about. So for all of my more well-versed folks, how long does it take, would you guess, to drop a clip, grab a clip, a handgun, right? Drop your empty clip, have a full clip, get it in your gun, and rack it, and you ready to go back into the action. What would you guess? 3 seconds? 3 seconds is my estimation, but you guys can let me know in the comment section. So when he says these guns can fire 83 rounds in 60 seconds, well, that's just as fast as your finger can pull the trigger, because they're not fully auto. It's not like we're talking about Mac 10s or something, right? So technically, as far as my knowledge goes, I can do the same thing with a handgun. The only difference is I may have to drop my clip and ram another one back in and rack, but that's what, an extra 3 seconds? I'm guessing. Now, you probably could attach a 50-round drum, 100-round, it would look absolutely ridiculous, and the weight distortion on the thing would just be completely off. Attaching 50 rounds to the end of a handgun would just be, what? Or even 100 rounds would be even more ridiculous. But my point is, when they say this stuff, they act like you can't do the same thing or virtually the same thing with a handgun. And I feel like that's extremely disingenuous. But what do y'all think? Let me know in the comment section.
Within less than 60 seconds. This has happened too often across the country and, of course, in Illinois. And so we just went after it. 8 states had done it. We knew we could get it done, but we had to work hard. The activists, the advocates, have been working for years to get to this point, and now we've elected a Democratic governor, a Democratic legislature, leaders, the president of the Senate, the House Speaker, who himself lost a family member to gun violence, all of whom came together to get this done, and it is a big deal. Hundreds of lives will be saved each year.
No, they won't.
No, I don't think so.
Facts.
When asked about the constitutionality of the new law, J.B. Pritzker stated that it meets constitutional standards. Watch.
I am confident. We, of course, had lawyers, constitutional lawyers, look at this legislation. Remember, it already exists in 8 other states, so we're just the 9th one. And frankly, we need a national law. We need Congress and the president to come together and do this. I went to Washington with the mayor of Highland Park and the commander of the police in Highland Park to talk to the president about this. He was very receptive. And of course, now that the Republicans control the House, it'll be more difficult. But I believe we can get it done on a national level. We needed to protect the people of Illinois right now.
Get it done on a national level? Yeah. You know what that's code for.
What a joke.
He's running for president.
The
battle to defend common sense gun laws against sweeping and unconstitutional bans has found a hot spot of defiance in Illinois. 80 sheriffs have banded together to refuse to enforce the governor's assault weapons ban, boldly vowing to be resolute in their protection for Second Amendment rights. Despite Governor Pritzker's legislation, these sheriffs are refusing to take steps that would infringe upon the freedoms approved by the founding fathers of our nation. We must do all we can and support them in this fight and look for ways to prevent such egregious overreach from happening nationally. Donate to isra.org. Again, isra.org, and support this organization. They're fighting bans like this one in court, and they're going to help preserve our constitutional liberties.
Love to hear it. Love to hear it that, we got 80 sheriffs that are doing the right thing. Love it. Absolutely love it. Especially against tyrants like Pritzker, Governor Pritzker. Man, I mean, this stuff is just like completely getting out of hand. The fact that there's still just this ongoing fight, like, it's just like, come on, let it go. Let it go. But maybe that's their whole purpose. We're just going to keep coming back for We're going to keep coming back for their weapons. We're going to keep coming back. Eventually, they'll get tired and just say, you know what? Here, take them. Maybe that's the whole purpose. I don't know. Y'all let me know in the comment section. But I'll admit, part of me is a bit annoyed that this continually pops up over and over and over and over again. It's just like, come on, give it up, right? But hey, our Second Amendment right is extremely important, and I think it's important that we stay in the fight. We stay in the fight because clearly they aren't giving up the fight to take them away. But hey, y'all let me know what you thought about this in the comment section below. Do you think that the courts will rule in Governor Pritzker's favor, or do you think they will go against him? Let me know in the comment section below. Like, share, comment, hit that subscribe button before you go. Peace and love. I'm out.